We can start with nothing except the trailer, right? Right. Fucking here goes. Ah.
In the heat of battle, a single moment may fill an eternity. And in the blink of an eye, an eternity passes, and the battle
That's a new skill. That's another new skill. Okay, just stop being focused on the skill. Look at the area! Look at the Cyclone! I want to play Cyclone.
We know not why we fight.
We know only that we must. We are the damned. We are Legion!
Look at the area of an earthquake. Was that sweep?
In the Legion League, you'll discover timeless monoliths. When activated, they reveal a frozen battle between two armies from Rayclast's past.
Ooh.
Break open the monsters and chests with the most valuable rewards before the time runs out. Be careful which monsters you free, as the most rewarding are also the most dangerous.
All of them. Free all of them. Then don't get hit like this guy.
Journey to the domain of timeless conflict, where the eternal battle between the legions and their generals rages.
Hello, Breach was calling. We'd like your mechanics back.
Also contains an extensive rework of melee combat. We've made all movement skills start instantly, added animation cancelling, made all skills draw their ranges correctly, changed all melee skills to be able to hit multiple adjacent enemies, and fixed up damage timing, ranges, and shapes across all attacks. Instant speed movement and defensive skills now let you respond to incoming attacks effectively.
Oh my god, that looks so much better visually.
Support chaining attacks together and better attack signaling. And we've also improved targeting, attack queuing, and hit feedback. In addition, we've extensively rebalanced all melee skills, melee ascendancy classes, added more defensive options for melee, removed the cap on chance to hit, and have made mechanical changes to certain skills like Cyclone, which is now a channeled skill. With all the melee
Look at the Cyclone!
We wanted players to be able to respond to monster attacks more easily. So we decided to rebalance many older monster skills, improving their signaling and giving the player the ability to dodge their attacks. You can check out Path of Exile Legion on June the 7th.
Excuse me, I just need to go back to this bit that made me come. There it is.
Which is now a mechanical change to certain skills like Cyclone.
Look at the fucking size of it!
Which is now a channeled skill. With all the melee combat improvements, we wanted players to be able to respond to monster attacks, which is now a hit, and have made mechanical changes to certain skills like Cyclone, which is now a channeled skill. With all the melee combat improvements, we wanted players to be able to respond to monster attacks more easily. So we decided to rebalance many older monster skills, improving their signaling and giving the player the ability to dodge their attacks. You can check out Path of Exile Legion on June the 7th.
Okay, I saw at least 3 new skills there.
Options for melee, removed the cap on chance to hit, and have made mechanical changes to certain skills like Cyclone, which is now a channel.
That is not zoomed in.
With all the melee combat.
That is not zoomed in. That is not zoomed in. That is Cyclone viable. Let's fucking go. Path of Exile Legion. Trapped for thousands of years in the domain of the timeless conflict, the mightiest military leaders of Rayclast's history have been fighting an eternal war. In Path of Exile Legion, you will free their legions from the endless battle and defeat them in combat to earn valuable rewards. Kidoki. Here's the thing, Ventry. I'm excited about the Cyclone, but if you watched they had Sweep, they had Cleave, they had Tectonic Slam, they had even Double Strike looked good. Like, they had a bunch of melee skills in there that all looked like they were good. I'm most excited about Cyclone, obviously, because lol Cyclone. But it looks like they're all good. And they mentioned is Cyclone. That's because everyone's super excited about Cyclone. It's the best. Oh my god, it's totally the best. Alright, let's keep going. Let's keep going. As you explore Rayclast in the Legion League, you'll discover monoliths. Tag these monoliths to reveal an ancient conflict between multiple legions frozen in time. Untether monsters by dealing damage to them, but be prepared to fight those monsters when the effects of the monolith wear off. As certain monsters are powerful and drop valuable items, Legion grants you full control over risk and reward. Okay, so there's three new abilities on this screenshot right here. There's 3 new abilities on this screenshot. I don't know what any of them are. One of them is giving him buffs. I don't know what those buffs are. Excuse me. We're in the middle now. So there's 3 new abilities there. I don't know what any of them are. Is that Divine Ire, or is that Scorching Ray with an MTX on it? Or is that new? I don't know. Could be any. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure what this screenshot is supposed to show. Am I missing something? It's a trickster. It's a fireball trickster. It's just fireball. He's got fireball, he's got Scorching Ray on a totem, he's got Val Fireball, Flame Dash, a Curse on Hit brand. Okay. The domain of timeless conflict. Enemies from each of the 5 legions drop splinters, which combine together to breach. Excuse me. That combine together to form an emblem of that legion. Place 2 or more emblems from different legions in a map device to gain access to Domain of the Timeless Conflict, where the eternal battle between those legions rages. Unlock the upgraded map device in order to fight the ultimate conflict between all 5 leagues. Excuse me, is this it right here? There's 5 slots. There's 5 slots. Wait, how does a Divine Vessel fit in there? Divine Vessels are now 1 slot items confirmed? Trick question, they've been removed. Lol. Alright, what else we got? Chris said there were 1 slot on rare. Okay, cool. Damn, that looks cool. Well, hello there. You're in some danger there, lady. Please remove yourself from that location. Timeless Mark, Splinter, Templar, Splinter, Karui, Templar. Wait, really? Karui, Templar, Marquess, So that's 3. What are the other 2? Alright, whatever. Legion item rewards. Some Legion monsters display symbols indicating the specific items they drop. Skilled players will focus on freeing the monsters that maximize the type of rewards they are seeking. Certain monsters can drop incubation items, which modify a piece of equipment to guarantee a certain reward after you have killed a specific number of enemies. Harbinger Incubator adds an incubated Harbinger item to an equipped item. Items drop after killing 5,000 monsters. Divination card after 500. Valuable currency after 1,000. Well, this is kind of, I guess, a cute idea. But lol, nice 5 linked Namahu. Yeah, except it. Okay, so this is the first one I'm not loving because it sort of reeks of micromanagement. Like, have you seen us clearing maps with like a group? Yeah, maps only, but have you seen us killing maps with a group? It's like, you're killing like 350 to 400 mobs a minute on average. I mean, it's like every 4 minutes, if I've got 2,000 ones every 4 minutes there, I'm going to have to reset the entire group. I'm never going to use the small ones because I'd have to add them in individually in between maps. That this particular part here feels... It feels like, at least what Blakey and I would do, is we would get the most expensive, longest ones when they drop, and we will put those on together, and we will ignore the rest of them because the micromanagement would be too much. Unless their rewards are insanely good. Otherwise, that seems like a level of micromanagement we just won't get involved with. So I'm not sure how I feel about that one. Unless leaving the incubator on an item just fills up the bar and drops something, and then fills up the bar and drops it again, and then fills up the bar and then drops it again, and then fills up the bar and then drops it again. Like, if that was a thing, then great. Oh, hello. Legion jewels. From each of the 5 legions, it is possible to earn a specific unique jewel that can be socketed into your passive tree. Each one of the 5 jewels modifies nearby passive skills in different ways, providing completely new character customization options if you are skilled enough to acquire one. Bathed in the blood of 5,173 sacrificed to the name of Doriani. Passive points in radius are converted by... Conquered by the Val Historic. DD's video goes into more detail on these. Okay, well, I'm not getting a lot of details from these ones. So... other than I can physically see that it's affected nodes in weird ways, but I don't know what any of them does. So we'll move on to that. We'll look at Ziggy's video next. Melee combat revamp. We're addressing most of the core issues with melee combat in Path of Exile. You can now cancel attack animations after they deal their damage. Movement skills are now all instant. You can now cancel attack animations after they've dealt their damage. Fantastic. Movement skills are now all instant. And new low-level movement skills have been added for many classes. All melee attacks can now hit multiple adjacent enemies. The animation system has been overhauled. The monster's targeting rules have improved. Accuracy is no longer capped at 95%. There are more changes to melee combat than are possible to list here. These changes, plus the rebalance of most melee skills, create an entirely new combat experience. Okay. Alright. Movement skills are now instant. There was a secret Bay class? Kinda instant. Okay, well, okay, we'll get to that. New build archetypes. The new Blood and Sand Gladiator archetype can switch between Blood Stance and Sand Stance, dynamically modifying the functions of new and existing skills. The new Rage Berserker archetype revamps the rage system and introduces new skills that generate or consume rage. These powerful archetypes and their new skills offer additional options for many of Path of Exile builds. Okay? I'm happy that they're revamping the rage system, but apprehensive that they're going to do a good enough job. Blood Sand skills. 2 new reservation effects let you switch between Blood and Sand stance. New and rework skills have different behaviors in each stance. Like Blade Storm, which causes a bleeding blood storm in Blood Stance and a blinding sandstorm in Sand Stance. Okie dokie. Oh, hello. Defensive mobility skills. Dash and Steel Skin let you instantly respond to dangerous enemy attacks by avoiding them or preventing you from damage. Well, that one has to be Dash. Rage skill. The 2 new attack skills which let you easily generate rage, a stacking buff that gives powerful attack bonuses and no longer has a downside. The Berserker skill will let you consume this rage for a massive bonuses. The new aura and support gems will further enhance this melee playstyle. Okay. Hey, look, I'm doing my best. I'm reading. You know what I mean. Early game monster rebalance. With all the melee combat improvements, players can now dodge out of the way of attacks easily. We have taken advantage of this by rebalancing monster attacks that used to have poor signaling to now have a wind-up. This rebalance extends to improving monster AI and boss fights throughout the early campaign. Nice. Nice. Oh, there's a bunch of new items for me to mouse over. Ah. Along with 14 new divination cards, Path of Exile Legion contains 12 new unique items for you to discover. In addition, we have chosen 15 existing unique items that are themed around Legion's 5 armies and have rebalanced them so that they have become powerful rewards to find in the new league. So 12 new uniques and 15 old uniques that are reworked. Okay, so an Elder Bone Helmet with no item level, which means you do not turn that in on anything less than a level 86 character. It fucking squeezed me? 10 Exalted Orbs, 7 out of 7. Well, we're gonna find out what map drops that. I found a new map to farm. I don't know what map it is yet, but wherever that is. Yeah, only 7 too, so each card is worth more than an Exalt. That's fantastic. Ooh, Uber at Zeri. Ooh, that would be interesting. If it was Uber at Zeri, it could actually have a decent drop chance too, especially if it only dropped off the boss. That would be excitingly good. Alluring Bounty. Only dropped in the Alluring Abyss. That would be cool. Alright, what do we got? Somebody's clasped hands. Dex, cast speed, evasion, energy shield of an irrelevant amount. Raised zombies have 97% increased maximum life. Your raised zombies do not require a corpse. Your raised zombies count as corpses. Did somebody say DD? You know those zombies just like hang around you, right? I'd like to bring my own fucking corpses that continually stay next to me so that DD things will instantly blow me up no matter what. hey look, Behemoth! Boom! Fuck! My own zombies! Why would you turn on me? Oh, that's great. More of Conquest Steel Circlet. Shitty amount of energy shield, some crit for spells. Unaffected by poison. 13% of damage taken gained as life over 4 seconds when hit. What? %13 of damage taken gained as life over 4 seconds when hit. That's clearly a roll, and it clearly goes up to 15. That's OP. That's OP. We already know Vol's oh, no we don't. Okie dokie. Vol's Protector, everything the same except Inner Conviction. Okay. Inner Conviction. Okay, pressing Alt doesn't do anything. Does show me the sockets on all the gear though, which is a nice touch. Oh, the completely garbage mace. Lavanga's Wisdom? Okay. That's a lot of life and mana. Still not great though. What else you got? %10 chance to block spell damage, an average amount of energy shield, 10% max life, sacrifice 4% of your life when you use or trigger a spell skill, 2% increased critical strike chance for spells per 100 maximum life. Fuck. 2% increased spell damage per 100 maximum life. Shit. That's got a drawback. Okay, cool. Legion supporter packs. Oh, that weapon effect looks so fucking cool. Look at that one. That looks sweet. The rest of the set a bit like it's okay. Oh, oh, the wings come from the level 30 pack. From the level 30 pack? $30 pack. Ooh, okay. Okay, this one looks better. I like this one. I don't have $60, so we're not buying either of them. But I will try and buy this one by the end of the league. And I might try and buy this one because the pet is awesome and the weapon effect is awesome. But this one's the winner for me. I want that one. Alright, Ziggy D's video. Is that linked here somewhere? It does look like there are no new portals, which leads me to believe that 36 challenges will be a portal. Have we got a link? Can anyone link me Ziggy D's video? I can YouTube it. It's fine. Oh, Cart Dog's got it.
G'day, I'm Ziggy D, and welcome to my
Whoa,
review.
that went straight into it. This one's 14 minutes long.
of Path of Exile's 3.7 expansion, Legion.
In the heat of battle, a single moment may fill an eternity.
Path of Exile's history is one filled with war and bloodshed. In Legion, we'll discover armies of Rayclass' 5 greatest generals locked in eternal battle inside of the domain of timeless conflict. In classic Exile fashion, we'll be intervening in these battles
cool
to satisfy
things.
our unceasing lust for carnage and loot. Legion will
Horizon
also be
orbs?
getting us ready
Hang
for
on.
battle with the biggest overhaul.
Did I see Horizon
getting us
orbs? I did, right? Reign of Chaos cards, Splinters, Orb of Horizon. A full Orb of Horizon.
Legion will
Okay.
also be getting us ready for battle with the biggest
Map
overhauls
progression's a
in
joke.
melee combat to
Again,
date.
that's
I'll
fine.
be covering all of this and more in this reveal video, so strap in because it's
Yes!
a big one.
Let's go!
Legion is unashamedly GGG's fresh take on one of the community's all-time favorite leagues,
Breach!
In each area, we'll find a monolith, which upon activating will reveal 2 armies frozen right in the midst of battle. There's a short time after activating where we can shatter the bonds of time, locking them in place. And when the initial timer expires, the armies will disappear, and all freed soldiers will unfreeze and continue their battle, which we will then be caught in the middle of.
Okay.
The idea here is a simple one that should prove effective. Hit the monolith and free as many enemies as possible. Of course, if we free too many to handle, we may be overwhelmed.
Just calming down real quick. These don't look like you need to do damage to them. Like it just looks, or an amount of damage. It looks like you just need to hit them. It looks like you just need to hit them to unlock them, right?
Free too many to handle, we may be overwhelmed, so there's a solid element of player agency in determining the level of risk versus reward that we take on. Some special enemies will have symbols over their heads for bonus rewards that they'll drop on death.
My question
and
is
there'll also
Val
be
Ice
special
Nova.
chests containing
Can I
additional
Val
loot
Ice Nova the whole group out at
With
once?
a limited time window, players will have to scout out and free as many desired rewards as possible. Legion monsters can also drop splinters, which will combine to form emblems representing their legion. This is a familiar concept to fans of Breach, and these emblems give us access
This is
to the
fucking cool.
endgame of Legion, entering the domain of timeless conflict.
Lol, look at his two-handed cyclone. Let's go. Howard traps tag mobs. That's a good, interesting question. Minions too.
Placed together within the map device to open the domain where these armies engage in fierce battle. We'll be able to hunt down special loot enemies and chests as well as fight the generals of the legions. Of course, placing 2 emblems together, such as the Templar and the Varl, will open a domain where these 2 legions will be in the middle of battle.
Honestly,
But, as you
Starforge
may
and
have
Voidforge
guessed,
are
a
actually
more
like
dangerous
really
battle
good.
with more valuable rewards
They've just been
can be found
worthless
by
because
placing
melee's
3
shit.
Or even 4 emblems together to access a 3 or 4-way battle.
They'll be good now.
But wait, there is indeed more. Through a certain unknown challenge, we'll be able to, for the first time ever, unlock a 5-slot map device.
One
This
map.
will, of course, allow us to take on the
For
ultimate endgame of
juicy,
Legion,
juicy
a
scarabs.
battle between all 5 of the legions at once. The 5-slot map device will also allow players to further modify regular maps with up to 4 fragments or scarabs for more juicy regular endgame content.
Yeah, it will. Or 3 sack
In addition to
fragments
the
and
various
and
rewards
juice.
dropped by special monsters in the
Juice me
Legion,
up.
There will, of course, also be a selection of new and revamped uniques themed after each of the legions.
This part here
The
looks
first
like it might
example I
take a
have
bit
here
long and get a
today
bit
is
old.
Kahuna's Will, which seems to come from the Maraketh. These gloves allow you to raise zombies without needing corpses, and it makes it so that your zombies count
Blow up
as
on you.
corpses.
Yeah, they blow
Potential
up on
here
you.
is rather exciting, as it means you can use skills such as Detonate Dead or Body Swap on your zombies. However, beware of enemies or strong boxes that can detonate corpses, which may well turn this mechanic against you. GGG has also taken a new approach here to revamping some of the less used and weaker unique items by actually removing them from the regular drop pool, giving them some new features and adding them as a drop to the legions.
Okay, I like that
Vol's Protector
approach.
is an example of one such unique, which will now be likely available through the Templar Legion.
We'll get to that in a second. I really like that approach because we've got like 8 bajillion We've got like 8 bajillion uniques right now. That's a real number, you can look it up. And most of them are garbage. So I really like the approach of picking some garbage ones and pulling them from the regular circulation and fixing them into good items and putting them back in as the league. So we're still kind of getting new uniques, but we're not diluting this pool of shit uniques with even more shit uniques again. So that's good. I really like that.
A new keystone passive, Inner Conviction, has been added to the item. This keystone passive causes you to gain power charges instead of frenzy charges and gives your power charges an added spell damage bonus.
Okay.
Legion is not stopping there though. With incubation items, get ready to hatch some eggs containing even more loot. Incubation items
still
are a
not
new
sure
type
about
of
these.
currency that modify a piece of gear with a kill
They stack
counter,
to 100,
which will
so they can't be that
guarantee
rare.
item. You can have multiple items incubating at once, basically as many as you have items equipped. There are different type of incubations, like this blacksmith incubator, which drops a random unique weapon when you've killed 2,000 monsters. This system kind of came out of nowhere, but it seems to be GGG experimenting with some alternative ways of getting somewhat deterministic.
Big concern there is micromanagement. Even if they all stay up at the 2,000 to 3,000 range, the micromanagement on that would be insanely annoying. Insanely annoying. Now, if there are really good ones that come with like a 20,000 count on them, that would be really fun and interesting for me. I would like that, because there would still be micromanagement, but it would be few and far between. Or at the very least, if all of the map ones have the same amount of souls required, because like if I have to put on what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different incubation things, 12 if I use my off weapons, if they're all coming in different levels, if they're all coming in, this one's 400 and this one's 800 and these ones are 2,000 and this one's a 10,000 and this one's a 5,000, that's going to get old really quick. That's going to get old really quick. So, little iffy about it. So I'm hoping that it's more like 20,000, 50,000 sort of deal, rather than 2 to 5. But interesting deterministic ways to find loot are fun. I don't know if they're necessarily. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right way to do it or not. But it's definitely a way. So, okay.
Loot. Also, the idea of incubating little loot eggs is kind of cute. I'm personally ready to experiment with becoming a mama bird.
Mama
Legion
bird.
loot that I'm most
You'd make a good
excited
mama
for,
bird,
however,
Sigidi.
is the new game-changing jewels that will also be available from the higher end of Legion content.
Ooh.
Each of the 5 legions has a unique jewel, and these
Yeah.
can modify the passive tree. in a
Cool.
rather
I know what
spectacular
frenzy
fashion.
charges do.
The Var Legion jewel, for example, corrupts the passives with
It fucking squeeze me?
completely changing what they do.
What?
This even includes keystones, which can
What?
become corrupted keystones.
Show me the others.
Even more exciting is
Oh,
that these jewels are different every
fudge
time,
knuckle. Show me the
dropping
others.
different seeds that change the passives in different ways. So 2 Val jewels will give different corruptions to the same passives. This to me seems like such a game changer. I personally love the design of the Elder Jewels Watcher's Eyes with their huge variety and potentially ridiculous combos. It's always exciting to identify one. The design of these Legion jewels seems to follow that concept and is taking it to crazy levels, since it's going to add a whole new level of build customization. Chris also mentioned to me that the seed of the jewel will be identifiable through the jewel's flavor text, which will mean that the community can explore these jewels together. And
Okay, so we will be able to figure out which ones we want to buy.
The Legion jewels will do, but I'm already super excited about the Val Legion jewels.
That's
alone.
fine.
But that's enough about loot for now. Let's talk about the other massive set of changes coming to the Legion expansion, the complete melee revamp. Most importantly here, GGG has improved the melee experience at the fundamental level with changes to the core gameplay mechanics. Chris Wilson said that melee has been described by players as clunky, especially at the early stages of the game, and they wanted to address most of these core issues with melee in one go. So, let's go through what that means. There's a lot going on here, so get ready. Firstly, You can now cancel attack animations. You are free to do this right after damage has been dealt, or before if you change your mind and need to avoid an incoming attack.
Does that go
This
backwards?
change alone is designed to make
Whoop.
melee combat feel much more responsive and will afford us better control
Cool.
over our characters, though I
Cool.
do imagine it may take some getting used to. This change in particular is tied in with all movement skills now having instant activation, which means you can animation cancel a slow attack that would have locked you in place with a movement skill to avoid an incoming attack. Additionally, a selection of new low-level movement skills have been added to help many classes in the early
Well, stop.
game,
You say a
such as
selection, but
dash,
you keep
with
showing me the
quick dodging
one.
dexterity skill.
It looks cool,
As a
but what's
personal note, I have
the
to
others?
imagine that these combined changes alone will have a pretty big impact on the responsiveness of combat.
Oh my god, the
We'll likely see
racing
a
is going to
rather
change
large
so
increase in the
much.
skill ceiling, which is exciting in the context of Pee-wee racing and speed leveling. There is more though. All melee attacks can now hit multiple adjacent enemies with a small melee splash style effect. This
Nice.
should improve the early game for a lot of
Nice.
skills, as well as making it easier to connect with desired targets. if there are
Nice.
several monsters in
Viper
the
strike,
area.
Pog, let's go.
The timing of when damage is dealt relative to animations has been improved as well, along with fixed ranged indications for all attacks in the game.
Yeah, this looks way
This clip
cooler.
Of a two-handed heavy strike on Duresso communicates it pretty well how much more accurate the blows look and feel.
This looks way
The
better.
animation system overall has been overhauled too, with support for animation chaining and dynamic speed changes. This should all help the combat look and feel better and more accurate. Melee targeting has also been improved, with the game now automatically retargeting a new monster near your
Oh,
cursor
shit.
to kill your current target, but are still holding down the attack.
Oh, that means we don't need
This should make it
multi-strike
so that spam
anymore.
clicking isn't necessary to ensure
we
that you
could
have
still
a
use it,
target
but we
when
don't need
attacking
it.
with melee skills. Various other systems have been changed as well, which will likely be further detailed in the coming weeks.
Oh, I like the idea of not
Accuracy, for
needing to have
example,
multi-strike.
is 95%, so that you can reach 100% accuracy without needing resolute technique.
Yeah, I know, but there better
And of
still be
course,
more.
This expansion also contains an end-to-end rebalance to melee attacks in a similar fashion to how the last expansion went over spells.
Look at
This,
it.
of course, includes
It's
some
so
very
good.
anticipated reworks for some of the skills like Cyclone, which is now
Oh,
a
it's
channeled
engorged.
skill.
That cyclone is so engorged.
With all
Oh,
of the
just like me.
improvements to melee gameplay and with players having much better control over their characters, GGG has also decided to work on the opposite side of things as well, the enemies. These improvements have been especially focused on some of the slow and somewhat dated early
Damn,
game
that
content.
swipe area at
Changes
level
are
like
rather
4 or whatever the
expansive,
fuck he is.
including
1.
improved monster AI, new monster
Look really
skills,
good.
better
That's
boss
new.
fights, and more polish generally to the early areas that GGG says will bring them up to a 2019 standard.
I want to go
You
back
can
to that
see some of this
cyclone real quick.
improvement already in the improved early boss
Where are you?
fights. Expect to see
There it is.
this, of course,
Okay, what are all these? What are all these, support gems? We've got, melee fizz and weapon elemental damage, but I don't remember all the rest of them. Here's the important thing. What's Ink AoE? What's Ink AoE? What's its letter? What's Ink AoE's letter? I just want to know if he's got Ink AoE on here or not. Look it up real quick. It's a big E. Just double checking. Not that I don't believe ya. Yeah, okay, it's a big E. Okay, so there is a big E just right there. So he does have Ink AoE in this cyclone. So that's... But also, look at the size of that. Like, if you get yourself into, like, shaped toxics or whatever... Like, if you get yourself into shaped toxics, you don't need that big an area. You just don't. You just don't need it. That's so much area.
include some very anticipated reworks for some of the
It's
skills like
fantastic.
Cyclone,
I love
which
it.
is now a channeled skill.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Spells. This, of course, includes some very anticipated reworks for some of the skills like Cyclone, which is now a channeled skill. With all of the
Cyclone gains
improvements to
area
melee
as you
game-
hit. Cyclone now gains area as you hit. There's a
skills like
cyclone buff up
which is
here,
now a
and
channeled
as he
skill.
hits, it stacks up. And it starts smaller
With
and
all
gets
of the
bigger as it
improvements
hits
to
it.
melee gameplay
That's
and
cool.
Players having much better control over their
Okay.
characters. GGG has also decided to work on the opposite side of things as well, the enemies. These improvements have been especially focused on some of the slow and somewhat dated early game content.
No, Blade
Changes
Vortex
are
is
rather
different. It's always the same
expansive,
size no
including
matter what.
improved monster AI, new monster skills, better boss fights, and more polish generally to the early areas that GGG says will bring them up to a 2019 standard. You can see some of this improvement already in the improved early boss fights. Expect to see monsters perform much more signaled attacks, and with the improvements on the player side of things, skilled movement, positioning, and
Well, he's got the
dodging
cool
is now much
GC
more
effect
possible
too.
as a result.
I want that
You can see a much more
for
noticeable
myself.
wind up on skills and even the melee attacks of bosses.
I
Many of the early
mean,
boss fights have also been made generally
you could see
more
them
intense
before
and
if you were
exciting,
looking, but that is
more
way
skills
easier.
and more dangerous attacks. Kaduku item crafting rituals are about to become a whole lot more intense.
Damn, that skill
Endgame
look
has
cool.
not been forgotten as well, with many bosses and Atlas maps reworked. This includes the Sunken City boss, the Gardens boss fight, and finally an improved Coward's Trial unique map.
Okay, alright.
Seeing improved boss fights with more monster
That
spawns,
hole in the middle
abilities,
looks
and some
slightly
pathing
annoying.
and layout improvements to lesser
Also,
life
excuse me,
maps.
is he fucking chaining himself to
Legion also
things?
Improved boss fights with more monster
He
spawns,
fucking
abilities,
is!
and
That's
some
my new
pathing
movement
and
skill.
layout improvements to lesser life maps.
Let's go!
Legion also includes 2 new melee-focused build archetypes that group some of the new skills and mechanics. The Rage Berserker and the Blood and Sand Gladiator. While Berserker and Gladiator most closely align to these new archetypes, many of the new skills and tools are available for other builds to use as well. The Blood and Sand archetype features a new stance mechanic, which allows you to reserve some mana to enter either blood or sand stances, which you can change between at will. Blood stance is focused on up-close damage for tougher enemies, and Sand is focused on area killing and speed. Blade Storm is a new melee skill that slashes enemies around you and creates a blood storm or a sandstorm depending on what stance you're in. Some old skills like Lacerate will also interact with the new stances. These
Okay,
additions also
listen, you can't play a Sandstorm build as a streamer that has song requests on. You just won't be allowed. Like, that will be too much. You just can't do that.
also come alongside a rework to the Gladiator Ascendancy. The second new archetype is the Rage Berserker. Berserker and the Rage mechanic have been overhauled in Legion, with Rage no longer draining life by default. The Berserker will, however, have a mechanic that restores the health draining effect in order to gain increased power. Rage now also interacts with several of the new and revamped skills. The new skill Chain Strike is a movement attack that
Chain
pulls
Strike
into
looks
enemies,
fucking awesome.
damaging them and generating rage. Move
It
over
looks so
Flicker
good.
Strike, Brutus boys are coming through.
Brutus boys,
There will
let's
also be a new
go!
skill called Berserk that rapidly consumes rage to give you more damage.
I mean, he's
attack
using it
speed and
shit,
movement speed,
but
and less damage taken.
It looks good.
The Berserker Ascendancy will be featuring reworked bonuses that interact with both rage and the Berserk skill. This is only a basic overview of some of the new skills and
Whoa.
archetypes coming in.
What is
Legion.
this map?
More details to come over the next few weeks.
Is that
Now,
one
that's
of the
what I
levels
have
of
for
Coward's
now
Trial, I
as far as
think?
new reveals go, so I wanted to share some of my initial thoughts. In the shadow of the complexity of some of the recent leagues, a straightforward combat-oriented league mechanic is what a lot of players have been asking for. Legion looks like it'll fit the bill, and modeling it after Breach is a promise.
Hey, I need to comment on this because I am pretty excited about this and it looks pretty good. Modeling it after Breach is huge for me because Breach is honestly my favorite league that's ever happened so far. I really, really, really enjoyed Breach. However, the amount of time that they just allowed there to tag as many mobs as you wanted seems like if you've got a good build, I could tag all of it in half the amount of time. So I'm really hoping that if I tag everything, it will just open instead of wait. I just want it to open, right? Like, if I get everything tagged before the time's up, I don't want to sit around and wait.
Idea, of course. Legion could well prove to be a better Breach with the player agency over how much challenge we take on in each encounter. Breach had the issue where you would sometimes get empty breaches, and other times you'd be overwhelmed by a crazy breach full of Tull Frostbladers.
Those were the best.
Legion's design of giving us control over how many monsters we fight could well be a real winner. Only time will
Damn,
tell
Leap
how
Slam
good it
looks
feels
really
to
nice,
actually
even with a
play, of
two-hander.
course, but Legion does win a lot of points with me personally, thanks to its reward structure. Build changing, unique design, and duels that follow high variance, high impact could well be a real winner. Only time will tell how good it feels to actually play, of course, but
There's something else going on with the Leap here. It doesn't match his attack speed.
Legion does win a lot of points with me personally, thanks to its reward structure. Build changing, unique design, and duels that follow high variance, high impact design of the Watcher's Eye duels are an exciting thing
I
to
get that
chase
it's an
after, I
instant
think.
trigger,
And the idea of getting in the middle of 4 or
But
5 way battles is
what
quite
I'm
an
saying is
exciting
it doesn't
process.
match
It's always
it doesn't
one of
match
my
his attack
favorite
speed.
things in games when you
So
come
there's
across
something else that's
inconsistencies
changed there.
out. The melee changes look to be exceeding my personal expectations of what we'd be getting as well. I did expect new skills and reworks, maybe with some improvements to animations and such, but things like animation cancelling, instant move skills, and targeting changes are a real game changer for the game. I think there is some potential here that some of these changes may introduce new problems that we have to deal with, like players accidentally cancelling attacks when they didn't mean to, but this may
Just get used to
require
it.
an adjustment period.
Yeah, just get
The
used to
potential
it.
for these changes greatly increasing the skill ceiling of racing and competitive play is just very exciting.
Yeah, it
to
really
me,
does.
especially since the competitive scene has really been ramping up of late. This is just honestly way more than I expected personally when GGG said they'd be doing a simpler league mechanic and expansion, especially since so much work is happening on 4.0 and Exile at the moment. But that's enough
Cyclone.
from me. I'm curious what
Look
you
at
guys
Cyclone.
think. Does this take on the Breach style get you amped? Is this what you were hoping for with Melee? Please feel free to leave your thoughts and questions in the comments below, and I'll answer what I can and make some follow-up videos if I can as well. I'm looking forward to spending the entire reveal day going over your comments and reactions. It's almost become a bit of a ritual for me at this point. It's one of my favorite things about doing what I do is soaking up
Fuck
those
your
initial
Leap filthy
reactions.
shit though.
Anyway, that's it for now, guys. I'll see you in Legion. I'm Ziggy D, and thanks for watching.
Whew. Now more details on the melee improvement for... Oh my god, look at how long this is. I can't watch an hour and a half. We can't watch an hour and a half thing. That's too long. Right, okay. I'm pretty excited about this overall. The league looks good and interesting. Tiny bit apprehensive about how long it's going to let me, or how long it's going to make me wait. Like how long it's going to make me, if I can tag every mob, I don't want it to force me to wait. Because that would be bad. Ooh, is that a TLDR? Ooh. Let's watch the TLDR of Bay class. Why can't I click this one? Hello? Excuse me. Why does it open in a weird thing? Okay, whatever. Copy and paste it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's watch the TLDR.
Jonathan has prepared something very special. Now, none of us have seen anything that he's shown us, and this is all very early build stuff. So if anything goes wrong, then it's completely fine.
Just line up with everyone else. It's like I'm here.
Now, obviously, you know, you can do an attack, but if you start the attack now, you can then just cancel right out of it. If it's before the contact point, in which case, like you barely anything happens. As an animation finishes, my character can kind of move immediately as soon as the damage has been done. And that actually changes the feel of combat quite a lot. So it's like quite a significant change. As well made it so that all movement skills are now instant. So that's obviously another big one. What I'm going to do is we've actually also added a bunch of low-level skills because we wanted to. So I'm just going to go. So this skill here is called Dash, which is like the lowest level movement skill. You get it at level 4. And this skill, as soon as I press the button, I'm just instantly dashing across the place. And once again, I can be in the middle of an attack, like even if I'm in the middle of like.
I just want to pause real quick just to mention that Jonathan has a far better camera and far better microphone than Chris Wilson does. Just straight up based just on like audio quality and his voice not what is talking. This is fantastic.
doing a double strike or whatever, I can just quickly, like move out of the way at any time.
It does do that? Oh.
So that movement skills now completely override like anything, even the except for stun, unless you have been stunned.
Or frozen, presumably.
Fire right now. That looks a bit weird.
Because you got hit by the thing.
The cannibals got you.
Bug here, but anyway. And so this low-level movement skill here, basically, it's not designed as a sort of traveling skill, so it's got like a small cooldown on it. But you can use that to get out of combat. So this is what Leap Slam looks like now that it's instant. Oh, sorry, that was not Leap Slam. That's what Leap Slam looks like now that it's instant. But what we didn't want to do is have it so that Leap Slam, we want it to be instant when you're using it to get away, but we didn't want Leap Slam to be instant when you're just doing it again. So what we actually did is we made it so that if you Leap Slam repeatedly, you still get the old animations that you did before, and the time is what it is. But if you Leap Slam, not having Leap Slam for a little while, sorry, I'm running out of mana. If you Leap Slam without having Leap Slam for a little while, then it is instant like that. So if I'm just holding,
okay, that's really cool.
Not letting go at all, and I'm successfully attacking this entire pack of monsters without.
Yeah, like it's instant. The first time
we didn't have before.
Which is that's cool. I like that.
Actually, every melee attack now can hit multiple enemies. So if you've got multiple guys, I hit all of them with a single strike. So basically, whatever it looks like you should hit with your swing is what you actually hit. So now you can see.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Wow. So like it's actually okay. So the other thing, of course, Cyclone now channeled. So I just let go when I want to stop. And the other thing as well is it's got different speeds. So if I move the mouse really close, I move really slowly. If I move onto it, I actually stop. So that actually feels really nice.
Yes.
Now we actually like every attack has got like a damage range like this. And one thing we really did was we made sure to get the timing on everything correct. So as you're swinging through guys, you can see that
it's not instant; it actually travels through.
It's not like an instant point. There's actually like a sort of period where like it actually goes through the guys.
Oh, that's cool.
And so this was like a system that we were changing over to. And the thing is that actually we're also gonna do the same thing on monsters. Like if I open Hillock here, let me just find Hillock. So his like pullback for the punch is like way slower, but the part is the same is the same duration as before.
You did the cutout thing.
Let me just
guys, get your microphones right.
To him to get his full sort out. It's easier to see with that. Okay, what's going on here? Why has he got? Why am I not doing any damage to this guy?
You spawned Uber Hillock. It's 1% chance.
Oh no.
Oh, you're right. I actually did.
He actually did.
Oh my god.
I was like, what the hell's going on here?
I'm sorry, John.
No, you're actually right. It's got
to the fight. You have to commit
it's
to
actually
the fight.
got the sword in there. I'm just gonna do that again.
No.
There are people farming like 12 hours to get there.
Kill this thing. Come on, get it.
No, okay. I actually. Oh, come on. It's gonna take me forever. I'm just gonna use it. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So anyway, so his actual attack speed has been slowed down a lot. He's got slow zones in his attack animation. Where basically so like notice his attack animation, he kind of has this wind up that takes longer.
Oh, and he leaps.
And then the actual slash is preserved in speed.
Wait, did Uber Hillock always leap?
I've actually done this with Uber Hillock, and I worry that the animation set is different, and I'm concerned that this is like ruining my demo. Right? Just gonna use the cheat to get rid of him. But anyway.
Whoa.
So basically the idea here though.
Okay, I've never done.
We can kind of get this
Uber Hillock
anticipation and build up in the different attacks, and actually have that, and so you can actually dodge them, or you can use things like the the steel skin and stuff like that, in order to actually respond to those events happening. And so that's something we really want to do. And so we actually revisited a huge number of the monsters. So like one of the things we noticed was like Hillock, his contact point and his animation before, like when he was using the old system, like single target, he just hits a guy. His contact point was in the wrong part of the animation. So it's like he takes a swing and like the damage was being applied like before the actual sword like hit you.
Yeah, okay, that always happened. Yep. That did always happen.
The boss of the game is like got damage timing, and it's like all it takes is like someone to look at that and like and actually focus on that stuff again, and it really improves that stuff. So yeah, like I think that just getting all those little things right is just the feel of.
Oh, there it goes. Okay, well, I'm gonna want to watch that entire thing. I'm gonna want to watch that entire thing. But okay, yep. So that's exciting. Overall thoughts is pretty positive. I'm pretty excited about it. Looks like there's going to be a lot of new builds I can try. I'm wondering how animation counseling is going to work with spells. I hope someone in Super Secret Bay Class asked that, because I want to know if animation cancelling is also carrying over to spells. And exactly how that should function, which I assume should be exactly the same. So there's definitely a whole, like, I assume 2-hour Bay Class that I want to watch, which I don't think we should watch on stream. I don't know. It seems like a lot of just me watching stuff, and I should probably just do that in my own time. But yeah, pretty damn happy. Very much Breach 2.0. Very excited. Can we start tomorrow, please? Can we, please? Can we start tomorrow? I'm ready. I'm ready. Just do a carve and watch all of it. I mean, I'm thinking of it. I'm thinking about it. Your Arca synthesis was meh. To be fair,